And if you did head out to Cyclovia, it was a beautiful day to walk or roll around the streets of Tucson as we bring in 13th First Alert meteorologist Cory Kowitz joining us to tell us a little bit more about just how cool and nice today was.
Sean, it's just another beauty. We're getting spoiled here. The last couple of weeks have been unbelievable, so fall-like, so beautiful. So hopefully you've been taking advantage going out to some of those events like Cyclovia we just talked about and the events here in the fall and leading up to Halloween. 85 degrees today. That's 2 degrees warmer than yesterday and 2 degrees above the normal of 83. The record high today, 99. That was set today or on today's date just last year in 2024. Like I said, right, it's nice this year in October, but a little warm last year, that's for sure. The record for the coolest low is 60, so you can see the range that we have in temperatures in this transitional season of fall. It is nice and dry here. In fact, no clouds in the Grand Canyon State with some rain and high elevation snow to our north. It is nice and clear and crisp. 65 degrees right now in Tucson. Let's jump to that Halloween forecast. That's the forecast everyone wants to know about on Friday. Should start at 58 in the afternoon. It should get up to 86. A really nice and seasonably warm, beautiful day. I think what people might want to know more about is that trick-or-treating forecast on Friday evening and night. And yeah, right around 5 o'clock, school's getting out. The kids are getting ready to trick-or-treat. Should be around 84 degrees. Dip into the 70s quickly by 7 o'clock and then dip into the 60s 9 o'clock and on. Looking to stay dry with just a little bit of a breeze, but nothing too impactful. Hey, what about the rest of the work week region-wide? We should see a little bit of warm-up tomorrow to 87 in Tucson, peaking at 90 on Tuesday, then settling back into the mid to upper 80s Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, with the rest of the region looking to be a touch on the unseasonably warm side. And how about those low temperatures? Well, morning lows will be in the upper 50s, low 60s in Tucson, the 40s for your lows in Wilcox, and the upper 40s and low to mid 50s for your morning lows in Sierra Vista. And we go a little farther in the future, 6 to 10 day temp outlook. This would be next week into the middle of next week. A lot of the region in that 80 to 90% confidence for above average temperatures, while keeping in mind the average in Tucson is the low 80s. So that's telling me through the next 10 days at least staying in the 80s with maybe a couple days sprinkled in there in the 90s. And here's the reason why. That's because high pressure is going to move in by midweek and just kind of stick around here through next weekend and through next week. You can also see how it repels all the storms around it. So not only keeping us warm, but dry, because when you're in that warm bubble and upper level high pressure, you're going to get that sinking air, which goes through compression and warming, keeping you on the unseasonably warm side. But also that sinking air, it's going to choke off any chance of lifting air, which you need to get rain and storms going. Let's also check in on that wind forecast. We should see a noticeable uptick in winds by midweek on Wednesday. Let's get a little more detail here. Winds will start to pick up Tuesday night through Wednesday, especially in those late morning, midday hours. Could see gusts up to 25 miles per hour in Tucson, maybe up to 30 mile per hour plus gusts in places out to the north and east like Wilcox. But here's your 13 First Alert 7-day forecast. That time of the year, Sean, where the 7-day is boring, but boring means nice weather. That's for sure, with maybe the most exciting day here with a little bit of wind on Wednesday. But Halloween and a lot of these days just look beautiful.
Yeah, especially good to see Halloween being beautiful. And like you said, if wind is the biggest thing on our forecast, you know, sometimes no news is good news. That's right. Especially when it comes to the weather. And this time of year, you know, we dealt with the monsoon and everything in the summer, so it's nice to get some consistency.
That is for sure.
All right, thanks, Cory.